A very good morning to all my students. I welcome you to this session of English literature. In the previous sessions, we had done the prose, the chapter Old Man at the Bridge. And I hope, children, the assignment which has been allotted to you, you are completing it, and very soon you'll be sending us for correction. Today, in this session, I'll be taking up the poem in English literature, that is The Cold Within by James Patrick Kinney. First and the foremost thing, I would like to give you a small introduction about the poet. James Patrick Kinney, born 16th March 1923, died on 29th May 1974. Born in a humble Irish family, James Patrick Kinney, an Irish-American poet, was mostly self-educated. Owing to the responsibility of his mother, upon reaching 10th grade in high school, James dropped out. It was during this period of self-education that he started taking interest in poetry. Primarily known for his poem, The Cold Within, James received recognition, but after his death. Kinney was outraged by inhuman, discriminatory attitudes. Outrage means he hated. He was against it. He was really angry about the concept of discrimination at that particular time, and wrote this poem to prompt some serious soul searching. Soul searching means introspecting yourself, thinking upon the concepts of life, the respect of human life. Kinney is best known for his poem, The Cold Within. Most of the materials are supplied by his son Timothy Kinney, who is the copyright owner for all poems. Further, I move to the setting of the poem, means where and when this poem came into existence. Written in 1960s during African American civil rights movement. This poem depicts inhuman discrimination. Inhuman discrimination means the characteristics or the attitude where human qualities are lacking. People become cruel, barbaric, that were prevalent at that moment. The poet here tries to depict the folly means foolishness, stupidity, of the age of falling prey to discrimination of all forms, may it be of race, may it be of religion, caste, gender, anything, without considering the consequences of the same. They were not bothered about what will be the effect of this discrimination. They were just bothered about the concept of racial discrimination. The poem, if you look into it, it will tell you about the different kinds of discrimination that people are depicting through the characters or through the people whom Kinney has portrayed in the poem. I move further to the theme of the poem. The poem is written in the form of a parable. Parable is a simple story with some moral, where the poet introduces his characters through their actions, through their behavior, rather than their names or such. If you look into the present scenario, where we have intolerance. Prejudice means bias, partiality. Malice, that is enmity, hostility, and hatred. This poem is even more relevant today, reminding us to adopt a temperament of inculsion. Inculsion means accepting, adopting new thoughts, liberal thoughts, acceptance of a broad thinking, a broad concept of life and goodness. The poem is a simple yet a powerful reminder to human being that if we keep on with our selfish attitude of engulfing everything, all the resources, all the wealth, and continue with this discrimination on the grounds of race, caste, religion, then what will happen one day? We all will be lost. We won't have any existence. Human life will come to a standstill. Next are the literary devices which are used by Kinney in his poem. The words and structure are simple, and there is a lack of convoluted idioms. Convoluted means not difficult idioms are being used, simpler idioms are being used, or complex metaphors. Neither the poem has difficult idioms nor difficult metaphors. You all know what are metaphors? Metaphors means when you are comparing things. The poet personifies death. Personifies means giving a human attire, a human look to death, and uses an allegory. Allegory is a way of showing a story that can be used to reveal the hidden meaning. It is not a direct approach, but an indirect approach relating to things, to non-living things, and trying to bring out the real, or you can say the hidden meaning. Like here, he has used wooden logs. Wooden logs here in the poem represents the kind of, you can say, the symbol of kindness, the symbol of love, affection. He avoids grand judgments and allows the readers to arrive at their own inferences. Inferences means your own thoughts, your own ideas and conclusions. The other literary devices which are used here, one is contrast. Contrast means when you are comparing, he has compared the warmth of the fire with the coldness of the heart. And then the last figure of speech or the literary device which is used, that is symbolism. Symbolism means when you are using symbols to represent ideas, like fire represents life and survival. So further, as and when I move in this poem, I will be telling you where exactly he has used these literary devices. Next is supposed to be the summary. I am giving you a brief summary of what the poem deals with. In this poem, you'll see Kinney has shown 6 humans who by chance were trapped in a cold and lonely or desolate place, and all of them had a piece of wood which could have been put to use as fuel to the fire which was dying out, and the stick could have been used in a form, or you can say as a weapon that could have saved their life in that extreme cold condition. But their selfishness, their prejudice, malice, their hatred, and their intolerance against each other actually led them to a very sad end. Their own thoughts, their own hatred took their own life. They did not overcome the petty barriers of class, race, and religion that divided them. If you see, and I'll be discussing and I'll be explaining in the poem stanza wise, you'll see 6 people with 6 different mind setup. All of them have an opportunity to save each other, but then their own grudges, their own egos, the selfishness will stop them from helping each other. And because of this negativity and this inhuman approach and inhuman discrimination, ultimately at the end, each one of them die. As the title suggests, they did not die due to the cold outside. But how did they die? Because of their thoughts, because of the coldness, because of the bitterness which was within them. The cold which was within their hearts. That is why the name of the poem is The Cold Within. The weather, the environment, the nature, that at times does not kill you. Your attitude, your behavior, your approach towards life, that many times put you into trouble and eventually cause death to you. Today, children, I'll be ending it up here, and tomorrow in the next session, I'll be taking up the summary, the paraphrasing of the poem stanza wise. Till then, have a nice day. Look after yourself.